Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Today I'm going to show you a fast, quick, cheap, easy way to clean and protect the underside of your car. Welcome back to the channel, guys. So undercarriage cleaning and protecting. First question is, when should you do this and how often? Well, the answer is whenever you like. I would suggest probably once a year, and in particular after you've got through a long winter where there's a lot more kind of salt and wet kind of road conditions where the underside of the car is going to get plastered and all that sort of stuff. And it's good to get some of it off and get some protection on the underneath of your car at the same time. So perhaps at least once a year. Why would you do this, guys? Well, I've just kind of explained that, haven't I? It's kind of obvious. Why do you bother cleaning your car? You don't want kind of dirt and road salts and grimes and stuff building up on the underside of your car. That film of dirt also stores moisture. When it gets wet, it will stay wet for longer and it's sticking to the car. So it can promote rust and stuff like that. So keeping the underside clean is going to help keep your car in better condition. Next up, what you need to do this particular activity. You need a pressure washer first of all, guys, and most people at home are using Karchers. Now, if you're not, I don't know, this hack only kind of works for Karchers, but with most Karchers comes patio cleaners that have got this little kind of spinning spray thing in there, and you've got a bit of a brush as well, so you scrub it over the patio and it kind of cleans it okay, you know, it cleans it okay. But basically you can turn these upside down and then they spray upwards, so you can use it to clean the underside of your car, and you haven't got to go and kind of buy any more equipment or anything like that. You also get these extension bars, and I've got two of them, so I can put them on there and reach all the way underneath my car, which is kind of useful. You also need to use, with my particular, now I'm using a Karcher K4 Eco, which has an integrated kind of liquid dispenser, so you can actually buy these bottles that are designed to fit into the machine, and they come with a special kind of feed nozzle, so you can pop them into the top of the machine and feed chemicals while you've still got the pressure washer function, which is kind of actually quite cool. So you don't have to use a snow foam lance with it, which means you can actually feed chemicals through the patio sprayer when it's upside down. It doesn't work amazingly, but it does work. The key is to, when you you put the liquid in, turn it on, is to not have any pressure, just have the gun and keep running water through it until you see the liquid go through, and then it's kind of primed, if you like, and you can attach a pressure washer attachment or the patio and it will dispense those chemicals. Now what I do is I put in, the next thing you're going to need in this video is a pre-wash to go underneath the car, and I'm recommending you use Bilt Hamber Auto Foam for this. And I'm recommending that strongly. Why? Because there's a lot of ferrous steel components underneath your car, guys. And this auto foam stuff, being alkaline in nature, will not promote rusting when you use it. And it's sort of, it comes into contact with ferrous components. Some chemicals, in fact, it's more likely that milder pH materials will actually promote oxidization and rust in ferrous materials more than an alkaline component. This stuff actually inhibits rusting. The other reason why I'm recommending you use it is it's extremely powerful, and it's going to have more of an impact than a pH neutral snow foam and stuff like that. It really will. So follow that recommendation on the auto foam, guys. It will make a difference. What else are you going to need, guys? You are going to need Bilt Hamber Atom Mac, which I've talked about, which is a highly concentrated rust inhibitor. And again, I did a video on this. I'm going to water some of this down. I'm going to use around about, I've made a note of how much. I'm using about 50 millilitres of this product in with about 300 millilitres of water, which is a very strong concentration. Because it's going through the lance system, it's going to get knocked down. Normally you use it at around about 3 to 5%. Bilt Hamber Atom Mac is a very, very cost-effective rust inhibitor that you can use after you've washed your car to spray on ferrous components to stop them or inhibit the rust kicking in. I tend to use it every couple of months, but some guys mix up a bottle and use it every time they wash their car, all over their brakes and stuff, which is fair enough. So after you have So I'm using it in this particular video so that after I've done the wash part, I can then feed the rust inhibitor into my pressure washer and treat the underside with this rust inhibitor at the same time that I'm washing it. Okay guys, next up is the procedure for this. This whole set of instructions I'm doing is for your car just sitting on a driveway. Note, in this video I'm jacking up I'm jacking the car, you know, with the hydraulic jacks on both sides so I can get a bit more light under there and film it a little bit better. I did not need to jack up my car. It does give me a little bit more visibility, but of course, whenever you jack up a car, guys, there are health and safety implications, and it's the #1 concern of the channel is not to instruct you to do anything which is dangerous. So this procedure is assuming that you're not jacking up your car and doing that. If you obviously have jacks and axle stands and stuff and you want to raise your car up to get better access under there, that is down to you. And as always, be very mindful when your car is lifted up or raised in any way. Never put yourself in harm's way, guys. Do not get underneath the car and start scrubbing it out when it's jacked up and stuff like that. Just common sense, guys. But the most important thing is this procedure is just for cleaning it as it sits on your driveway, no jacking up, okay? So when you're ready to start, guys, you simply get all your extension bars and the patio pressure on, work on one section of the car, whichever one you like, back, side, front, whatever you want to do, get it underneath there and start spraying all of the auto foam underneath the car. And of course the pressure from the patio washer is also going to blast some of that dirt off as well. Note that obviously how close you get to the car is going to be the critical thing, guys. So I can't factor in all scenarios. Some 4x4s are going to be a lot higher, some cars are going to be a lot lower down. So you might have certain problems to overcome if you do this yourself. And you might also want to lift this kind of bar up to get a little bit closer. Whatever you need to kind of do, you get the rough idea, don't you? After I've sprayed all of this auto foam underneath and given the area a good kind of working, I'll just leave it under there for about 5 minutes, something like that, guys. Note the car is cool. I haven't been driving it, so none of the components, brakes or any of that stuff are hot, so these chemicals aren't going to kind of like dry on instantly, which is an important step as well. Once the detergent, the auto foam has been dwelling for a little while, I will then take out the canister of auto foam and then just go back under the car with water and blast it all down. I will then put in my mixture of Atom Mac into the pressure washer and go and treat the underside of the car in the same way, feeding the Atom Mac rust inhibitor through the pressure washer system, which is effectively going to treat all the kind of underside of the car and protect all the ferrous components. As I said in the review of that, it's a migratory system, so the rust inhibitors will, once they're covered over a ferrous surface, they're going to be drawn into it and they're going to protect it and inhibit corrosion. That is essentially it, guys. After I've done that, I'll actually just take the car for a little quick spin just to get some airflow and knock off all that water, because it's too difficult to kind of dry all that underneath the car at home. So that's just how I do it. Like I say, guys, if you've got a Karcher and you don't have the patio pressure washer, go on eBay and put in, you'll see thousands of people, or not thousands, whatever, selling them for like a £5 or something like that. They're quite a handy thing to have, and I use them for washing down my patio once a year as well, guys. And yes, you could do with a bit more pressure, but it actually kind of works, and you get a bit of scrub and it kind of works. So they're a handy attachment, doesn't take up much space, it just sits in one of my cupboards and I bust it out as and when I need. So I hope that was useful. How do you clean the underside of your car? Do you bother with it? Another thing that's important to say, guys, this isn't like detailing the underside of the car, is it? You'd really need to get under there or have the proper lifting equipment where it's safe to get underneath the car and contact clean all these components to get some of that off. This is only really a pre-rinse, blast down, and then a kind of rust inhibitor treatment. It is also, though, guys, very rapid to do, and this process should literally take you 5 or 10 minutes. And like I say, I think it's worth doing once a year. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon on the Forensics Detailing channel. Let me know your thoughts about all this stuff, guys. This is just how I do it, because it's like a cheap kind of hack. Have you got special tools for this? I know Karcher kind of do one, you know, do a special tool, but it's expensive and it all takes up space and stuff like that. So this is just my little bodged way of doing it. Let me know what you think. Thanks very much for watching. See you soon. Bye for now.
holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I